What is going on, everyone? This is Corey with Gaming Tavern over here on YouTube, back with another review. This time I'm taking a look at 2AT. At the time of recording, this game just dropped on Game Pass. It's a weird one, so let's dive right into it. So 2AT, I think, is best described as a narrative-driven life simulator-ish type game. You take control of a boy who is T-shaped, T-posed the entire time, his whole life, and you are given various tasks: going and getting dressed, eating breakfast, cleaning your face, brushing your teeth, going to school, things like that. And that's how the game starts. And you kind of have some control of what you're doing, but it's very linear in where it's trying to get you to go. The game is presented to you in a episodic way where it feels like a TV show, if I'm completely honest. Every episode kind of has a set start and a set end. And when you go back to replay, you can pick a chapter or an episode, and it's bookended with a intro song and like an outro song that's the same, and they're absolutely crazy.
I want to change PJ, I want to dry my face, I want to use the restroom by myself.
They will bring a smile to your face, but you may not want to listen to them over and over again. But back to the game. In each episode, you are following a short storyline, I would say, that overall goes against the entire storyline that they're trying to tell you, just like a TV show would. Very early on, and I should say that no footage that you are seeing in this video has anything past the halfway point, if that, because boy, are there spoilers, and I will keep it spoiler free. But in the game, as you kind of start out, you are going from basically point A to point B, and that does continue throughout the game. So it feels very fetch questy, although most times you're just talking to people. You're not actually getting stuff and using it in a normal game sense. In fact, this is far from a normal game. The gameplay itself is very, very light. This is heavily story driven. I felt like I was watching dialogue happen on the screen more than I was actually playing the game. Now that may not be true, but it definitely felt like it because I was not feeling the game after a little while. And there's no way to skip those cutscenes, so I had to watch them, and it just felt like it took a long time. That said, I can recognize when a game is a little bit too weird for me, which is kind of a shock to me, but this game does get a little weird for me. I don't mess with it, as they say. That said, let's break down what the game part of it is. So as like I said, you're doing some tasks, you're going to talk to people and whatnot, and you're kind of engaging and starting these story beats that you will then watch. When you're doing that, you are navigating a world and there is a map. This part of the game frustrated me probably the most, and that is the camera angles that it chooses you or forces you to have to look at. You're going to be kind of going like left to right a lot, but sometimes you may have to go up or down, and the camera angle doesn't always move to let you see where you're going very well. So you're going to be walking into a lot of walls, or at least I was, and it was pretty frustrating. Also, while there is a map, I got confused on where to go at times. Sometimes there would be a marker. There was at least one time that I had no idea where to go. Once I restarted the game, I noticed that my dog companion was leading me somewhere, so I followed him and eventually got where I needed to go, but it wasn't completely obvious to me. That may be on me, but it did happen and it was frustrating. There are a couple of mini games that you will come across in this game that are completely optional. They do give you cosmetics if you get first place in them and achievements, so I naturally went for them. But once you do that, there is no real reason to replay them, and there's only a handful of them anyways. So that was the most gamey part of the game, in my opinion, so it really was short-lived. And a short-lived game is fine, but this one probably took me on average 30 to 45 minutes per episode, and I think there was like 8 episodes. So this is it's going to take you a handful of hours, but that's not going to be grossly littered with extra stuff. Although some could say that the story that they're telling you is just a lot of fluff, and sometimes it is. It is a heartfelt story. It's super weird, like I said, so that will probably draw some people away. Maybe just don't let that be a thing that causes you to hesitate. Give it a go, because some people who are hardcore gamers could probably finish this in an afternoon. So give it a chance if it looks anything like what you want to see. It will definitely put a smile or smirk on your face. So if you're looking for one of those, I don't think that this game will disappoint you in that regard. I just think that it's not for me. So that is to a T. Very light on gameplay, high on weird story. Not enough for me to super recommend, but I don't super hate it either, if that makes sense. It's very middle of the road for me. So with that, if you are not on xboxtavern.com, go to that website and check out my review to get my final score for the game. Otherwise, I'll catch you back here on Gaming Tavern with the next review.
My name is Giraffe. I went to a school